I'm going to do a quick intro to an app I'm working on called Drag and Drop. I had a bunch of JPEG and PNG files of maps on my desktop, and I was wishing I could find an easy way to just drag and drop those into some kind of program and have it kind of beam or cast to another display. So I wrote this. It's really early on. There's a lot of bugs and housekeeping things to get to, but for the most part, I think it's usable, and I'm looking for input from others. So you have two boxes here. You're dragging maps over. You can do a batch, multiple images at a time, and you can either create a new list or you can add to an existing list, and then it kind of shows you the different things that are available here. So right here I have 2 items in my map collection, and I can hit the thumbnail or exit to go back to this view. The bottom then we could use for either some house graphics or character art or initiative tracker. What I've done here is I've named JPEG files based on the monster name, the dash hit points, dash initiative order that I rolled ahead of the game. So that comes into place here, and that shows up in the smaller display that I have in front of my DM screen. On my side, it shows the name of it here. Right now on the player side, it does not do that. If you go here to the thumbnails, you can see that because of the way I named the image, it brought that information over, so you don't have to type it inside of this app, which you can override that as needed. It also allows you to manage hit points if that's something you're looking to do. So 55 is where they started, and if you're keeping track of damage, and say you hit 5 points of damage, and then you hit 10, and you can see on the smaller screen that there is actually some damage being done to that image kind of overlaid on top of it. So it kind of gives a hint to the other players if this is an option you'd like to use to kind of show them, yeah, there's a little bit of wear and tear. On the DM side, there's some text that is presented. So if you are looking for a different way of saying the same thing, here are some examples, and then you can kind of work all the way down to the end. So that's a nice option to have. You can additionally, there are some conditions. So in this case, let's say that this character is hexed. I have the text here on my side to try to keep things as clean as possible without the graphics, so it says the word hex. On the player side, they get these 2 bars on either side of the character art, letting them know that that creature is hexed. Back to the map here, let's load a new one in here. There's a number of options and features I want to have in here at some point. Right now I have some basic weather, so I can click this, and then on the tabletop you can hear some ambient sounds as well as some rain coming down from above. I have one for snow, and you'll see some snowflakes and hear some howling winds. This might be better suited if you have a map that is already kind of colored up to be snow. I have another one which may be harder to see on this screen here, and that is a kind of a cloud overlay, and it's just some dark tones that kind of move across the map just to give it a little bit of movement. There is an option that on either of those, if you are doing some changing back of house, you can hit this eyeball. It will pull the curtains on the player side, and it gives you this red X on your side to let you know, hey, no one can see this, and that gives you a chance to move things around or change settings as you need. And that works for both screens. Yeah, so I think that covers just about everything. There are some buttons here, so if you, let's say you have a couple different maps in here in a list, you can use these arrows to kind of go between those. Additionally, let's create a little battle scene here. So here I have some players' images, and I have all of the foes that they're going to be battling. I'll bring that over as a new list. Since I have the initiatives for the monsters in place, they are being arranged accordingly. I'll have to end up putting the players' initiatives in here, but this way you can kind of use it as an initiative tracker. So if you come over here, who's after Thrakar, there's also a rotate feature. If you happen to have an image and it's last second and you're not sure how to rotate that, you can rotate that. In here, it looks like that's a little bug I need to work through. I got it working on the top box, but I'll get that updated along with all the other stuff. So feel free to use this, share it with your friends, let me know what you think, if it's working for you. Again, I've only tested this on Windows 10. Who knows if it works in other Windows, but it does only work on Windows platforms. But thank you for your time.